Hello and welcome once again to Carry On Streamin, Edinburgh Folk Club's virtual club night, highlighting some of our favourite performers. And first up, gathered round the family harmonium, it's Tom, Maggie and Emma Spears. Over to Tom.
Right, we're going to do a very old one. This is, I remember being sung back in Aberdeen Club, probably the first or second week I was there. This slightly different tune. It's called To the Begging I Will Go, and it's got a great chorus, so join in.
The trades that man can try, the begging is the best. For when a beggar's weary, he can ice it down and rest. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. So it's all down to the tailor, we a wabba hodden grey, and gar a mak a cloak to meet a happy night and day. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. Then it's all going to the cobbler, I'll garden in machine, and then stick on the bottom eye and put it wheel a bean. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. Then I'll go to some fair and tune, I'll stand me hat in hand. Can a beggar man get lodgings here? Alas, I cannot stand. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. I'll put the water on my hands and little on my face. The darker that my skin becomes, the more my trade will grace. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. There's a wadding in the tune, I'll help the TV there. They sure the kindest denizens upon the happy pair. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. Aye, and some will give me beef and bread, and others give me cheese. And then and out among the crew they'll gather the bobbies. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. And begging be as good a trade as I hear them tell. For would be a monarch for a beggar lives so well. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. I can beg and be as good a trade as I hear them say. It's time that I was out to hear and hunting down the brae. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go. To the begging I will go, to the begging I will go.
Thanks. You probably noticed we deliberately missed out one or two verses there, but you can fill in the gaps.
That'll be the royal we then.
Well, music is a way of running in families, and some of you might be familiar with Claire Nielsen of the band Blue Flint and Roddy Nielsen, the fiddler with Southern Tenant Folk Union. Well, neither of them feature in this next clip, but their dad does. Gaelic singer Graham Nielsen, past winner of the gold medal for traditional singing at the Mod, and here he is with Oran Hook Oro.
Stelem hinu, stelem as boike, lasne mjale, gerdu foken, binigat hei on a reinu shaller, hugoren oro, getelem hinu. Sad, skradir falavu, elori jars lido hot jekost, stricht mo hula nirneke, viergem feikin se verdo jalle, okoren oro getelem hinu. Sates grate moeo, Gnise gul nach en kwan a loiku, Kuren gul leich ele kukshin, Egakad jes mi kuchirig dulich, Ogoren oro getelum hinu. Damin rein an broter katel, Chonnen mi schuer broek mollabe, Snoere gusht mi aan se vadin, Maar wonen toon gore traun kuraterei, Kukoren oro getelum hinu. Here dreunse genrau garach, Gum die goed tri kans ne pennas de, Nachro stoch kines nachro brakost, Skinner gulget in do vase, Kukoren oro telem hinu. Stoor nach rami marien bekutram, Maranno shaks na marannerin, Smigam hiepe gefjögne gutjan, Kusser in faradil mogulse, Kukoren oro telem hinu. Stelem hinu, stelem as boike, Glas me mjalle gerdo fogan, Die mi gaat hei aan een reine scholer, Kukoren oro telem hinu. What a time,
Graham Nielsen there. Now, Preston Pans has produced its fair share of singers and songwriters, notably Alex Hodgson and Davy Steele. Another is George McGhie, and this is his tribute to the late and much missed Mr. Steele.
Okay, when I was at PL, I went to my first year in French class. There was a guy in my class called Davy Steele, who I'm sure all you folk fraternity people will be well aware of Davy. And last he died, turn of the century. But in the French class we all had French names, and I was Francois. Didn't tell anybody, right? Davy was René. And then after I left school I was playing football in what we call the Coup field, and it was just a grass field, and Davy was walking home. He must have been posting the pool and getting a towel under his arm, and I was playing football, and Davy went, hey, Francois! Whoa! And I went, oh, René! And all the guys I was playing football with just stopped and looked at us. So I was driving home along the bypass, listening to one of Davy's songs, and I looked up at the sky, and the moon was full, and I could see all the shades of grey in it and that. And this idea of the song came to me. Sing me a song, René, just one more chorus from calling it a day, then I'll be on my way. Sing me a song, René. The moon is bespeckled with grays. As I drive home I think of the days, the laughter and cheers, the whiskies, the beers, the nights when our glasses were raised. You're always a devil may care, the flick of a hand to your hair, the bright sparkling eyes, that look of surprise, forever a breath of fresh air. Oh, sing me a song, René, just one more chorus to end of the day, then I'll be on my way. Sing me a drinking the milk of the whale. The summerly rose, and the salters will toast to the haven, we say one farewell. Alas, in the blink of an eye, the well of forever runs dry. The law seems so long, the time hurries on, too short is the song of goodbye. Sing me a song, Renee, just one more chorus to end off the day, then I'll be on my way. Sing me a song, Renee, sing us a song, Renee, just one more chorus, we'll call it a day. Oh, how the time steals away. Sing me a song, Renee.
George McGhie. Well, election time is fast approaching as this goes out, with seats up for grabs in the Scottish Parliament. So this month's guitar piece from Andy Smith is the very appropriate Scots Wahey.
Hello everybody, another month, another tune. So for this month I've arranged one of the great Scottish tunes for you, Scots Wahey. To play this you'll need to retune your guitar to D, A, D, E, A, D. This is the same tuning that I used last month for South Winds. Now I'm going to play the tune twice through, but there is a short interlude in the middle that I haven't notated. So let's just play it then.
Andy Smith and Scots Wahey. And if you'd like to learn the tune, you can find the tab on the accompanying magazine, which you can download by following the link down below. Now, we've had the Quigs a few times on Carry On Streaming, and Stephen Quigg on his own once or twice. This time it's the turn of Pernille for a solo spot.
Hi folks, the song I'm going to sing is called The Two Sisters. It was a song inspired by two aunties of mine in Denmark. During the first lockdown, one of them was taken into hospice and she couldn't have any visitors. Obviously, this caused a lot of anxiety and distress. And the other sister phoned her up one night and said, why don't we meet up in our minds and go walking in the woods where we used to go. And they did this, and I thought it was a nice way to try and get through some very difficult times. The Two Sisters.
Sisters walking in the green
Pernille Quigg and her own two sisters. Jed Grimes, not to be confused with the Scottish musician of the same name, is known for his work with bands like Hedgehog Pie, Dust on the Needle and The Hush, but is now mostly to be found performing solo. Here he is, Jed Grimes.
This is a song by Sidney Carter. Now, Sidney Carter was quite a figure in the 50s, cultural figure in Britain. He was a singer and a songwriter, a poet, a political activist. One of his songs that's very well known, certainly in the primary school sector, is The Lord of the Dance. But this song expresses some of his concerns about the Cold War and the danger to the global sort of threat back then, really. Sidney Carter, along with Bertrand Russell and one or two other thinkers of the time, were instrumental in founding the CND, the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament. So this song is very much concerned with those issues. It's called The Crow on the Cradle. There's a wee refrain, if you want to join in at home there, that would be great. You just sing, sang the crow on the cradle.
In the meadow, the cows in the corn. Now is the time for a child to be born. We laugh at the moon and cry for the sun. If it's a boy, he'll carry a gun. Sang the crow on the cradle. Sang the crow on the cradle. If it should be that this baby's a girl, never you mind if her hair doesn't curl. 'Cause with rings on her fingers, bells on her toes, and a shadow above her wherever she goes, sang the crow on the cradle. Sang the crow on the cradle. Crow on the cradle, the black on the white. Somebody's baby is born for a fight. The crow on the cradle, the white on the black. Somebody's baby is not coming back. Sang the crow on the cradle. Sang the crow on the cradle. And I'll shoot that bird dead. That's what your mother and your father once said. The crow on the cradle, what can we do? This is a thing that I'll leave up to you. Sang the crow on the cradle. Sang the crow on the cradle.
Jed Grimes and Sydney Carter's Crow on the Cradle. And that wraps up Carry On Streaming for this time round. Don't forget that Carry On Streaming is produced by Edinburgh Folk Club in support of the Paddy Bort Fund, which is still helping musicians who need it as the pandemic continues. And once again, you can find the link in the box down below. Thanks very much to all our performers who've contributed this time round, and cheerio!